It's Bourbon Night. Hello, I'm Chad.
I'm Sarah.
And we're getting ready to do the bougiest flight fight, although technically not a flight fight, that we've ever done.
On camera. We've already done this once.
So we're getting ready to try E.H. Taylor Batch 1, 2012 through E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof Batch 6, 2017. Yeah.
So we did this at our E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof tasting and dinner, which was from the time of this filming last week, and that was for charity. We did that to benefit the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research.
Yeah, and we raised $4,600 that night.
At the event.
And then just a few days later on Sunday Live, we said we would really love it if we could get that to 5,000, and now it's at over 5,200.
5,200.
So thank you.
We
all.
appreciate it.
Yes. At the event, the bartender who was pouring these for us poured a couple extra samples of each of the 6, and we said, well, we can't let that go to waste, so we brought some sample bottles with us. If just such a thing had occurred, and we put them into the sample bottles, and now what you see here is all that remains.
What else are we gonna do with this? I don't know. I guess we'll share it with you fine folks. I think for us it's cool to see how things change over time. Like, yes, it's not the same liquid year to year, but it is a release that is meant to taste like itself year after year. Well, first we should say thank you to the donor who would like to remain anonymous, who provided us with these 6 bottles to do the dinner, to be able to do this tasting. Thank you so much. He's great because he also gave us the next 6 bottles, 2018 through 2023.
Yeah.
So not only can we do, hopefully, this tasting again here with you, we can do another event for charity.
Live with, we had, what about, around 40 people?
Around 40 people, yeah.
Yeah, We're also going to see if our ranking that we did on the night stays the same, we'll also tell you how people voted as to what their favorite was.
Yeah.
So, like, was there an off year of E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof? We'll find out, at least 1 through 6.
So on the night of the event, we took a poll on how they wanted to taste as a group, to go 1 through 6 or 6 through 1, and they voted to go 1 through 6, which I totally get, but since we did that the night of, and we're trying to see what's different here, let's go reverse order. Let's go 6 through 1. Let's go back in time to 2017.
2017, the proof on this one was 128.1 proof.
Pretty quintessential what I think of when I think of barrel proof Buffalo Trace nose. If I was nosing this completely blind, I would easily think that this could be like a Stack Junior or something.
See that?
It's got that really intense dark berry.
A little bit of that quintessential cherry popping through.
Yeah.
Really great. Okay, to your health. Oh, okay.
I mean, a solid place to start.
Yes. More honey than I remember. Maybe it's just because it's our first one.
It is our first one. It's strange to me. I'm like, oh, this is very solid. Like, E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof meets expectations. Exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
First taste through of these on the event, I put this one in 4th.
Oh, I put it in 5th.
So this isn't, you just said, ho, 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 and this is like at the bottom of the ranking.
Well, it's just like, last Sunday on Live, we were comparing some Buffalo Trace product, I think.
We were comparing a Weller Full Proof to a WLW.
WLW, which we aren't the highest on the WLW of this year, but still,
it
when
put
you're
it to
not
shame.
trying it against 5 other BTACs, you're like,
this
WLW is pretty good. So we're sort of in like that same situation here. But yeah, overall, very good.
If I ended up with this bottle, I'd be thrilled.
Yes. 2016, aka the year of It's Bourbon Night starting.
Rewind, one more year.
This one is 127.5 proof.
That berry note that we were getting on the first one, that I think is pretty true to the brand, is coming through almost a tiny bit more medicinal, a little bit more like, not grape cough medicine, but I'm not saying it tastes bad, it's just the cherry and the dark berry is going more that direction for me, which I tend to like a little bit less. Mouthfeel-wise, it's great.
It's got a better mouthfeel than 2017. More of a kick without, being like prickly edges or anything. It's just a nice Kentucky hug. I put this one 3rd originally.
So I feel the same way that I felt the night of. I like it, but it is a little herbal and medicinal for me. But I put this one in 5th. I think it has a great mouthfeel and the flavors are really strong and bold, and I like that about it. It's just not my flavor.
Now, once we go through all of these, we'll tell you how the crowd voted. Right now, we're just talking about our
And we'll
votes.
tell you if our rankings changed. All right, 2015.
Pre-IBN here, pre-It's Bourbon Night. it was an idea then, but 127.2 proof. This one is the lowest? Yes. This is the lowest proof of the 6.
Of the bunch.
Yep.
Which says something at 127.2, right?
Yeah.
Not much in terms of a nose.
Kind of muted.
Doesn't smell bad, it just doesn't smell like much.
It smells a little, I mean, we've had what? This is our 3rd. It smells a little atypical E.H. Taylor.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Yeah, that typical berry spice oak isn't jumping out.
Yeah. But, see the taste. Kind of muted.
Muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Muted. It's there. It's good. I feel like
proof
if
is
we
there.
had started with 2015, again, we would have been like, hey.
Oh.
But we've already had 2 that are a little bit more exceptional than this one.
Yeah, it feels a bit one note, and even that one note is a little hard to define. And muted, I think, is a good term. Not a bad taste, not a bad experience. It just, when we're talking about these other heavy hitters, it's like, you kind of got to bring your own thing. You got to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what to call this one. It's just sort of like, it's a little bread-like, maybe a little grain forward, without being grainy and youthful. Just more of sort of that.
It's just kind of like basic. It reminds me of, if you could just say like, cut to the core of what a baseline E.H. Taylor barrel proof would taste like, and then say each one kind of has their own.
Is it above or below?
Peaks and valleys. Yeah, it just feels like this is the starting point, and then we add proof and flavor and a character on top of that, and this just kind of feels like that minimum threshold. I don't know.
So Sarah, I put this one 6th.
I also put this one last.
Okay, but we better take a break because these are barrel proofs.
They are.
We're gonna pump the brakes and let our palates reset. So while we do, we want to tell you about our home on the internet. It's whiskyambitions.com. It's where you can get both of the, well, first, this is one that's been around. This is the old bourbon Where Art Thou in sort of this dual color, but this is a new version of the bourbon.
It looks like the old version.
Which was a sweatshirt, but this is actually
one has
a hoodie, which means it has pockets down there. Yeah, so that is now available as well. Plus all these Glencairns that we are drinking from, our water glasses. We also have our rocks glasses and copitas and lids, lenses for all those. Bottle cut candles and more always coming soon at whiskyambitions.com. You can also become a patron
at patreon.com/itsbourbonnight and join our community for as little as $1 a month. At the time that you'll be seeing this, we'll be releasing not 1, but 2 Russell's Reserve barrel picks exclusive to Patreon starting next week. Now that will go to patrons who have been in existence, but if you are interested in picks like that in the future, you can join for as little as $1 a month.
If you would like to exist.
If you would like to exist as a patron.
As a patron.
And you know, you can also get discounts on the merch Chad was talking about.
That's right.
And after the episode exclusives and more.
Okay, we're gonna take a break. We'll see you in a minute. And we're back. Thanks for waiting.
Back with 2014.
2014. This one is 129 on the dot.
From before we knew each other.
Yep. So this one, what we've had so far in this flight is the highest proof, 129.
Oh, okay.
And they only get higher from here.
Ooh. This one's a little bit more spice and oak notes than it is berry, but it's still kind of a subtle nose.
It is a little bit understated, but I would still put it above 2015.
I agree.
By a large margin.
Yeah, I'm still getting subtle notes of oak and spice. Not that berry that I've come to expect.
Yeah, and you're getting that berry or that cherry underneath there, but it is more muted. But it's there, whereas unlike 2015, I just didn't really.
Is a cherry a berry? No, it's a stone fruit because it has a pit.
Yeah, not much spice coming through on the nose on this one, but let's dive into your health.
What it lacks on the nose, it more than makes up for on the palate.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that just made my whole mouth water.
Okay, this is one I'm gonna have to fight against 2016.
Super intense, but in a good way. Wow. Intense caramel, like mouth-watering caramel. Hint of that berry. Still got some spice, still got some oak.
To me, it's a little bit drier, but I am really liking the flavors. I'm gonna try 2014 versus 2016 here when we're done.
See
if my ranking's gonna change any. Sarah, I put this one in 4th.
I put this one in 3rd.
Okay.
And I am still standing by that. I like it. I mean, I would want to try it against 2017, which I had ranked number 4, but I feel pretty good about this one. Which, okay, if you're following along, then you know that the last 2 that we have remaining took our 1st and 2nd spots. They're also the 2 earliest releases, and they're also the 2 highest proof releases.
What is predictable is batch number 2, which is 2013, is the highest proof. It's 135.4 proof, and I wrote here the best. I put first in the nose department.
I ranked this one first overall.
I did too, spoiler, but...
Well, we're about to drink it.
Whoa.
The most oak forward on the nose that we've that we've noticed.
See, that doesn't jump
You know?
to the front for me. I mean, yes, going back looking for that, I would agree, but I get this, sometimes we say that vague LE smell or
Limited
LE
edition
palette.
LE.
That's what this nose has. It smells like it's going to be
Super special.
Viscous and with a great mouthfeel and super special.
It does have that je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, this does have that typical cherry, stone fruit, molasses type of that a lot of Buffalo Trace limiteds have.
An unidentifiable spice and like lightly charred wood and comfort. I don't know.
And comfort.
It's just something you can't quite put your finger on, but that's what makes it so special.
But how does it taste? Really good. Whoa. See, this is
that one can tuck me in at night.
This is the highest proof, but I don't feel like it's as dry as 2014 was for me at 129.
Give me a little chill.
Everything we said on the nose, I feel like it's there on the palate.
It's just special. It's very viscous. It has all these really incredible flavors that are working well together. Finishes there. The proof is high, but it's not, like you said, it's not overwhelmingly high. It doesn't drink like the highest proof here. It's giving you what you expect from a Buffalo Trace product in terms of taste, but it is dialed up extra special, like really nuanced.
Yes. I want a second sip. Oh, yeah.
I mean, buttery.
Buttery, flaky crust.
Buttery, flaky crust. Baked in a buttery, flaky crust.
That
and it lingers.
This, I feel like, rivals some of the best WLWs that we've had because they're sort of on the same playing field. And we're talking about two different mash bills here, right? This is a rye bourbon.
Yeah.
WLW is a wheated bourbon. But just the mouthfeel, the sort of just experience alone, let's take, tasty notes out of there, just the experience alone, I feel like this one would rival the best WLW that we've had.
I mean, it could go up against any
BTAC, yeah, the
honestly.
years that George C. Stagg won, yeah, absolutely.
Now we haven't put it through those paces, but it probably could.
Batch number 1, the very first ever E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof 2012.
Over 10 years ago.
134.5 proof.
Woo.
And on the night, we ranked this second. Both of us put this as number 2. And I would agree.
I agree, nose-wise.
2013, it's got it on the
Best
nose.
nose.
Not that this is a bad nose at all.
It's reminiscent of the 2013's nose, but just turned down. Wow, the difference between those two on the nose is crazy.
It is crazy. But what about the palate?
Close in terms of viscosity. Yeah, it has that whoop. I think it has more like tannic oak on it that
it's a little
almost
drier.
makes the sides of your tongue dry out a little bit. It's still really good, and it's the closest to the 2013, which is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's like it's the closest to that, but it wasn't quite as perfect.
Yeah, but it's pretty perfect.
It's pretty good.
The 134.5 of this 2012, I feel like is drinking a little hotter than the 135.4 of 2013.
Cherry pie filling flavor to it. I like it. Or like a cherry Danish filling or something.
It's pretty desserty, isn't it?
It's like that syrupy, not a syrupy cherry like in cocktail cherries, but like a pie cherry.
All right, what we're gonna do is we're going to, if we want to try any of these side by side, we're gonna do that and just see if our ranking changes. So we'll see you again in a minute.
10 minutes later.
Okay, not to be anticlimactic, but
Climactic.
climactic. Isn't that what I said?
Climactic.
Anticlimactic.
Yes.
Not to be controversial, but we kept the same order.
It's not controversial. I think that just means we know what we like.
Yeah, I guess. I think that's why I first said anticlimactic. So our order stayed the same.
I guess it's like, well, it's the point of doing this episode if our order didn't change. But I think that makes me feel good of like, I trust my instincts the first time around.
We shared it with a lot more people than, the around 40 that were there. Now we get to reveal how the crowd voted. We had, I think 36 people total who voted.
Yes.
So some people, I think, just weren't.
Abstained.
Abstained from voting.
They weren't feeling it.
Yeah, so in 6th place from the crowd was also your and I's 6th place. One person voted that they liked the 2015 version the most.
Which was our least favorite.
There was actually a tie then for, call it 5th. 3 people voted their favorite for 2014, and 3 people voted their favorite for 2017.
Okay.
which I think it was surprising that only 3 people voted 2014.
That was my number 3.
Yeah, I thought that would have been
Higher.
A little higher.
The 2017 doesn't really surprise me that much. It was my 4th place.
It was my 5th.
That's the same for you in terms of being tied for 5th.
Correct.
Or tied for 4th. I don't really know how that
Yeah.
works. It was my 4th place, so I guess that kind of makes sense.
6 people voted 2016 as their favorite, so that would be what?
Third?
Fourth or third? Yeah, however that tie works out.
3rd.
We'll call it 3rd, which is how I ranked it. So far I'm with the crowd.
I disagree. I put that as my number 5.
Yeah. Now, this is where it differs. Coming in with 9 votes total for their favorite is batch number 2, 2013, which we both put first.
And is the right answer.
But 9 votes, though. Number 1 got 14 votes,
Yeah.
so only 5 off. With 14 votes, number 1, 2012, which is batch 1.
Yeah, and I can see it's the first one we tried of the night. It's the oldest one.
Second highest
Second
improved.
highest improved. So I get why so many people picked it. I put it second, so I mean, it's not
So
like
did
I
I.
thought it was horrible or
Right.
anything. I can see it.
Yeah.
But I just really strongly felt the first taste
Close
through
second.
that the 2013 was the best one. And 9 other people agreed with us, so.
Yeah, that's true. There we go. Well, cool. I'm really glad that we got to share this with a lot of people. We said it there in person, but we'll say it for you guys. From a charity standpoint, we could have actually raised more money if we had sold these
Well.
bottles on secondary.
Maybe. What
Yeah.
we ended up raising.
Batch 1 would have been $5,000
You
right
think
there.
so?
Yes, absolutely. 2012 batch 1 of VH Taylor Barrel Proof. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
For the right person, yeah, it would have been $4,500, $5,000. And then you combine all the others, it would have gone down from there, but it still would have added up. So we sort of had that dilemma. We were looking to raise money for charity, but also do what bourbon is made for, and
Enjoy
that is to
it.
be shared with friends.
Yeah.
Who knows? Whoever would have bought one of these bottles or all of the bottles might have just put them on their shelf as a trophy.
It's true.
And that kind of breaks the heart a little bit. So we did the kind of meet in the middle,
Yeah,
the best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds, right? We want to put on an event where everyone gets to enjoy themselves. We get to come together and spend time together and have a great experience where we open them and enjoy them, while we also raise money for charity. So everybody's happy. I'm happy, and I can't wait to
Very
do
happy.
it again. We'll put another one together sometime in 2024. I don't know the date, and I don't have tickets available yet.
Yeah,
but
just if you're not subscribed to us, subscribe so you can keep up with that. Also follow us on social media on Instagram at itsbourbonnight, or become a patron.
And yeah.
Those are 3 great ways to stay in the loop for next year's event.
it's true.
But that's where we better leave it. If you haven't subscribed to us already, you can do so, just like we said, by clicking right up here. There are suggestions of other videos down here, and we hope to see you over there in one of those. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks, Chad.
Thank you all who joined us. Until next time, drink more bourbon.